Do you ever get the feeling, gassing up your car, that you're doing something evil? After all, I'm told that every gallon I put in contributes to the death of the Earth.
The future of human civilization is at stake.
I'm told that the dollars I spend here wind up in the Middle East. So by doing this, I'm apparently funding dictators and terrorists.
We know we can't power America's future on energy that's controlled by foreign dictators.
So what am I doing? I'm sorry. I'll stop. I won't do this anymore. But wait a second. I need the gas. I need the drive. At home, I need electricity to power my appliances and keep the lights on. So what can I do? Is there an alternative? Yes, there is, I'm told.
What if we could use fuels that aren't expensive, don't cause pollution, and are abundantly available right here at home? We have such fuels.
Yes, we do. We have the wind and the sun and heat trapped beneath the earth.
In fact, we can start right now using solar power, wind power, and geothermal power to make electricity for our homes and businesses.
In 10 years, he says, we can get all our electricity from these carbon-free sources.
I'm T. Boone Pickens, and I have a plan.
This billionaire, says Vice President Gore, is partly right.
We can unleash wind power and free up America's natural gas to power our big trucks and bus fleets and save billions of American dollars.
We can save billions by using the wind and natural gas? Wow. But if that's true, why do the billionaire and the vice president need our tax dollars? If there's an alternative to this oil in a free country, someone will invent it and get rich selling it. Let the entrepreneurs compete. Let the politicians keep their hands out of my pocket.
And now, the man who shatters conventional wisdom, John Stossel.
Good evening. Energy independence, I'm told, should be America's goal. Today, we do buy a lot of oil from some very nasty people, dictators in Venezuela and the Middle East. What if they just cut us off? That fear is one reason that most every president and presidential candidate has promised to end
this intolerable,
excessive dependence on
foreign energy sources.
They promise
bring us closer to energy independence for our country
by 1980.
By 1985.
In 10 years.
By the year 2025.
Doesn't look like we're making much progress. Today, we are more reliant on foreign oil than ever. When Nixon was president, we imported 25% of our oil. Today, it's nearly 70%. It's a reason one oil billionaire has spent millions of his own dollars on an ad campaign pushing wind power and natural gas. Here's his first ad, which ran last year during the presidential campaign.
Over $700 billion are leaving this country to foreign nations every year. That's 4 times the cost of the Iraqi war. We need action, and we need a plan.
A year later, Pickens still didn't have that action he wanted.
I'm back again, and we haven't done a thing to lower our dependency on foreign oil. The president's made a good start on wind and solar. That's only half the problem.
Pickens' solution relies on more use of natural gas.
Natural gas can power big trucks and bus fleets, lower our dependence, create jobs, and save billions of American dollars.
Sounds good, so I'm honored now to be joined by Boone Pickens. I admire you for spending your own money on these ideas, though I don't understand why you need my money, tax money too, but we'll get to that. But before I talk about that, I must disclose that I have a little history with Boone Pickens. Last year, he was on Meet the Press. Tom Brokaw was hosting, and he talked about oil falling in price.
If you think oil's going to stay down at 50 and 60, I'll make you a $10 bet on that we'll be back to 100 in a year from now.
I'll bet you $10,000. I attended a Pickens speech shortly after that, where I offered to raise that bet. Would you take that bet?
Wait a minute, what's a bet?
That a year from that Meet the Press 2 weeks ago, that the price of oil will be over $100 a barrel. I must say, it's daunting to bet with T. Boone Pickens.
I'm going to bet with you. I promise you, you and I'll get a bet before we leave here. But
he wasn't going to just accept my bet. He demanded a later deadline.
So I'll take that bet if you'll move it out to the first quarter of 2010. Put it on my birthday, May 22nd.
Boone, we have time. One more question.
Wait a minute. Have we got a $10,000 bet? So we got it? All right. I am a deal maker.
Yes, you are a deal maker. I would have won this bet if we took the original Brokaw bet, but now we're waiting for your birthday.
You know, I may be like the guy that fell off the 10-story building, that when he went past the 5th floor, he said, "I'm not dead yet."
I hope I win.
Well, I'd say you've got a good bet.
Good. To hear that from you is very impressive. Now, let's talk about your plan, and let's start with wind. You, on your website, have a very interesting graph that talks about the U.S. wind corridor. Take a look here.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Tell us about that.
The best wind in the world is in the United States. And I say, let's get started using it. Is it going to replace some large amount of power generation? Unlikely. You know what that pie looks like as well as I do. 52% of it's coal. And you even have people say we can replace 52%, knock out the coal, do it with wind. No.
It's nonsense. So even though you promote wind, this is hyped.
No. I want to get started on renewables. And I want to start using America's resources. And that's one of our resources.
If wind and natural gas, which you also promote, are a good thing, why do you need my money?
Your money.
Why do you need subsidies?
I didn't ask for
from
very
government?
much.
Well, I don't want to give you any.
Oh, you're talking about H.R. 1835? Is that what we're...
I'm talking about that you want government to give, first of all, there are already huge subsidies for wind power, and now you want some government help on natural gas.
Well, the natural gas that I'm asking for is to get the 8.5 million vehicles, heavy-duty trucks. Those are what we call Class 5 through 8, 18-wheelers, 8.5 million of them. If we could get those on natural gas away from foreign diesel, it would cut the OPEC supply to the United States by more than 50%.
So just do it. Get together with other rich guys and make a proposal. Why do you need my tax money?
Rich guys and make a proposal. Well,
go to Bill Gates. I don't know, but keep your hand out of my pocket.
Oh, I don't know. You're not talking about much money here. If under 1835, the bill that has 126 co-sponsors will come up for vote, it will pass. What does it mean out of your pocket? Do you know?
No.
Okay. It'd be about
I'll have less.
$10 billion. I mean, you're talking about peanuts to get it started. That will give direction and leadership to take us where I want to go.
Tell the story about meeting with the president by a parking lot. He talks about wanting, within 10 years, to get 1 million cars plug-in.
This is what I said to him. I said, he asked me, he said, is there anything I say on energy? And this was in August when he was running for president. He was still a senator. He said that do I say anything that makes you uncomfortable? And I said, well, when you tell about having 1 million plug-in hybrids in 10 years, I said, I laugh. And he said, why would you laugh? And I said, well, there are 250 million vehicles in America, and you're going to have 1 million on plug-in hybrids?
Maybe.
Maybe. I said, it's meaningless. I said, you've got to look at the picture, the size that it is. We are importing 13 million barrels of oil a day in the United States.
We'll talk about that. And also coming up, Boone Pickens says wind power can create jobs. But by that logic, with the baseball here, can I create jobs by breaking a pane of glass? We'll discuss that when we return. We're back with oil billionaire Boone Pickens, and you recently wrote a book, The First Billion is the Toughest. I've always found that. I haven't gotten there yet, but...
But now, you know, when I made it $1 billion, I was 70 years old. Can you imagine how many guys, if they would stay and work past 70, man, we'd have a lot of billionaires.
Well, I look forward to that, and I'm glad that you're making this money because you're spending your own money on these commercials promoting natural gas as a route to energy independence. And here's his latest, just out this month, beginning with words in Arabic.